Hey everybody, it's your girl Claudia. Jordan, it's Wednesday and we are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax, and get ready for this hot tea. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's going on, Claudia?
How are you?
So wait a minute, are you in Dallas? Are you in Texas?
I'm in Dallas. I'm sitting my behind down for a minute. I might have to come to LA for my friend's memorial this weekend though.
Okay. Well, I'll be in DC this weekend, so I might miss you.
Oh man. Well, we do have to link back up. Maybe wait, let me introduce Funky because people got mad last time. They said we had a whole conversation without Funky. Please welcome Funky.
It gets a little emotional.
Right, please welcome Funky Daniel. What's up?
Hey y'all, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I saw you had a tough time in the gym today.
Ooh, sorry, these old bones, honey. I threw up all over those people's gym this morning, Miss Claudia.
Oh my
In the
God.
floor?
No, I'm classy enough to go to the bathroom and throw up in the garbage can or the sink. I made it there. I was doing cardio on the bike and I got real dizzy. After about 2 minutes, I just got real dizzy, real nauseous, and he got me a cold towel with eucalyptus on it, which normally does the trick. But this time around, it didn't. So I had to run to the bathroom and sit on the toilet. The room started spinning, and then...
Really? Just from 2 minutes of cardio?
Just from working out?
But that's when when you full of the good liquor from earlier in the week, and then you sit up in the wee hours of the morning watching streaming services, eating fried food and all types of snacks, and then you try to go be Richard Simmons, these types of things happen.
So I thought you were unlocking your better self, Funky.
I am, and it's a journey, bitch. It's a journey, not a destination. It's a journey, okay?
Ooh, we starting out spicy tonight. Is anybody drinking? Who's drinking tonight? I just got lemonade. Who drinking tonight?
I'm definitely drinking vodka, cranberry, orange juice.
And I am unlocking my better self.
Y'all see?
Al, like we said, he's unlocking his better self on show days because on Thursdays he goes hard.
No, I say show hour. Show hour. But
So
Claudia, I do want to give a shout out to a birthday to a UK soulmate, Patrina, and then a US soulmate who watches our show because they do a lot of traveling on the road and they watch our show, Israel Simmons. Happy birthday, both Patrina and Israel.
Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday. All right, y'all, let's get into the show. Now, I'm sure you guys are aware, of course, of Don Lemon being released from CNN. Well, according to his alleged contract, it's going to be an expensive payout. Lemon reportedly signed a $7 million a year contract with the network, and he's set to walk away with at least $25 million. What are your thoughts on this update? Okay, CNN with the big checks. Al, what you think?
Hey, listen, we all know about these contracts. We all have one if we work on TV. If it's a pay or play, we know that he gets paid. If they terminate that contract, he gets paid for the life of the contract as long as he has no other contractual violations. And, fingers crossed they don't use those other instances or discrepancies that he has on the job as a contract violation. Good for him.
I'm like, what is the real reason besides the super right-wing billionaire that bought CNN? Because I don't think it was that bad. I'm like, what's the issue? Q, what you think about this?
So as far as the contract is concerned, I think it's the T. I mean, to sit on your ass and collect the money that you would have collected having to go to work every day of the week, this is a win. This is the lottery to me. I mean, you've already got 17 years at CNN and ain't no telling how many years in the system altogether. So you're still Don Lemon. He still has a bunch of celebrity. He can still get another job. CNN is better than me because if I'm going to pay you out, I would have found something for his ass to do around that damn office, whether it was staple orientation packets, whether it was work in the cafeteria. You're not going to go sit on vacation at the tune of $25 million while we're paying out. Sorry.
I don't get it. And they also have a issue with Chris Cuomo is also in the process of suing them as well. And then Don Lemon got the same lawyer as Tucker Carlson. Like this. Listen, imagine getting fired and still getting $25 million.
I can. I can. I
Where would he
can.
go though? Where can he go? You know, Chris Cuomo's though is suing for $125 million. He's suing CNN for like $100 million more than Don. But we saw where Chris landed at News Nation, right? Where can Don go?
Don could go. Don could go a lot of places. It's not like Don could go over to Good Morning America. Don could go over to Revolt. Granted, they wouldn't be able to pay him what he was making, but a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? He could go over to whatever Byron Allen them are doing.
Agree.
He could, you know, with BET getting ready to do what it's about to do over there, I'm sure they're going to launch some type of news program. I mean, when your name is Don Lemon and you don't necessarily have a super bad history, you really can write your own ticket.
I think I think he still has a viable, good brand. Like we're all still scratching our heads. Like, what was the problem? What's the problem? Yeah. You can say, I think the things that they're coming for are like nitpicking when you want to get someone out. Like, you know, if you've been with a company and they want to get you out, they start writing you up for every little small infraction, stuff that they used to let go, or things that are like, should be a warning, you get written up for it and they build your file. And then, you know, but Don.
You know what else would be good too? Just how Tamron made the talk show transition, he can go on a talk show, or I could see him doing investigative journalism like Lisa Ling does and Anderson Cooper did. So for a while, produce his own stuff. He's Don Lemon. He can write his own ticket.
And I like him solo as well. Like, I think him on the panel doesn't highlight how good he is. I love when he had his primetime spot. I love when he would pass the baton to Chris Cuomo, or Chris to Don. I'm sorry. Yeah, Don, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Hey, do you guys remember that white former police officer in Minnesota who killed Dante Wright?
We remember her.
That little dusty heifer. Well, Kim Potter was released from prison this week after serving just 16 months of her initial 2-year sentence. A spokesperson said, based on the intelligence we gathered, we released Ms. Potter at a time we felt was safest for her and everyone at the correctional facility. Are you surprised at her getting out that easy? Well, it's not that easy, actually, because she's only sent the real injustice was her being sentenced to 2 years.
Right.
That's the real injustice. So what's the difference? 16 months, 2 years, whatever at this point. Who want to go first on this one?
Well, you know, I was just going to echo what you said, Claudia. I was going to say, you know, Black people do not get triggered because this is not the injustice, y'all. 16 months and 2 years for this is the same difference. It literally is. So if up until today you were fine and not stressed out about this, don't let this news stress you out, because the injustice was created way back when, and not her getting out early on a 24-month sentence.
You know what's crazy, Al? They be dying to let the white folks out early, and then they be keeping the innocent Black people in for 28, 38, 48 years. And then later on we hear, oh, well, the prosecutor, they withheld some evidence, or we didn't get the full case, or they didn't allow this evidence that would have exonerated them. Right. Why? This happens way too much. But Al, what do you think about this, her getting out after 16?
I think it's disgusting. I think it's frustrating. I'm not like you. I'm still outraged. I think the community should be outraged. I think there should be some type of protest going on right now. Come on, this was somebody's nephew, somebody's son, someone's brother. We know it was someone's daddy, somebody's future husband, that this careless cop took his life on a traffic violation. No. She should not be getting out after a year and 4 months. And the fact that she is should be an outrage, and everybody should be extremely upset and disgusted and ask, or bring it all back up. Make her uncomfortable if she's going to be out because she served her time. But there should be some outrage in that community. It's not fair that young man's life was taken away, that daughter's father was taken away, that son or that brother of somebody was taken away, and now she gets to skip out of jail. And they are reporting the time that they let her out, which is 4 a.m. is what they were talking about in the quote. Who gives a crap that she got out at 4 a.m.? The real injustice is that she got out.
Let me ask you an honest question. Would you, and this is for you and the soulmates, would you be satisfied and would your heart be at ease had she did the 24 months?
I just feel like this for me, for a situation like this where we have gun violence and police corruption against Black men so frequently, the least you could do the least you could do for our community is make sure she serves her entire sentence.
And look at her smiling because she knew at the time, this
she was going to get out.
bid. I'm going to work
out a little bit. She probably didn't even go to some maximum security shit. She probably went to like the county jail. I'm just upset.
She got to go to jail and lose a little bit of that weight she needed to lose and then and be out. Look how happy she looking.
And soulmates, I want to be clear about something because I think there was a story we did last week when I made the same comment about don't be upset about this, stand down, whatever the case may be. Me personally, with the level of injustice that we face in this country every day on the news, I personally have to put mechanisms in place for me to stay sane and emotionally soluble. So that's why, not that it's not important or not that we shouldn't be, but I can't allow her getting out at 16 months versus 24 months when all she had was 2 years for this. I can't allow it to rile me up because every single thing would be riling me up every day if I allowed everything to upset me. So that's what I meant by it. Not that it's not important and we shouldn't, but it's just like at the end of the day, the injustice was her getting 2 years. 16 months and 24 years is the same damn difference. I'm not finna sit up here and lose sleep over it tonight.
And that's good for you, right?
Right.
But there are people that I'm glad it does rile up because those are the people that's going to make change happen. The people that are going to get out there and try to get these laws changed and really, advocate for this because it could be any one of us. Seriously, the way this is going. All right, y'all. Speaking of prison, speaking of people who should be in prison, 25-year-old Malachi Robinson was sentenced to nearly 22 years in prison for shooting a 16-year-old 8 times for being gay. Wow. What do you think about this sad story, Al?
Something's not adding up with this story. Something's not right about this story. There's much more to this story than I think they're, leading on. We finally got the footage. We saw that they met in front of the library. The young boy tried to walk away. He stopped him. We got footage of them walking in the park together, and we have footage of them being lured into the woods together. Something is not right with this story. And my personal opinion is that the guy, the Missouri guy that did the shooting, does production have that picture? I think he was dealing with some issues, some identity issues, some sexuality issues. And unfortunately, at the intersection of him dealing with his issues with his sexuality and this gay guy, they crossed and it didn't fare well for the young man that ended up getting shot 8 times. In my opinion, this young man deserves to go straight to jail.
So much hate and hostility, like every single day. Like people seem like everyone hates each other. Everyone hates each other for things that don't affect them. You don't like this person because they are pro-abortion. You don't like them because they have a gay lover. You don't like this person because it's so frustrating the time that we're in. I don't know if it was always like this. You can go back in history, but I feel like it's a pressure cooker and the shit's about to explode. It feels like every single day we're bombarded with this. Hugh, what do you feel about this story?
I think it's a twofold issue, right? This is what it looks like when somebody is struggling with their own identity, right? Because men who are secure are not worried about the gays. You know what I'm saying? They may have their toxically masculine ideology or whatever the case may be, but they are not somewhere worried about the gays. And if anything, they're not somewhere interacting with the damn gays. They're not walking in front of the library. They're not walking into the woods with the gays. They're at the strip club with their homeboys or making babies or doing something somewhere else. So that's issue number one. I think there was some mirroring here. And then issue number 2 is a greater societal issue, right? These type of people are created when we create a society of hostility around people being their true, authentic self. Mm-hmm. I can't blame his upbringing. I can't blame wherever he's from. But when you have a world that tells you you're wrong for being gay, you're going to hell for being gay, you're less than for being gay, something that people are born with, they begin to hate themselves. And then when they see themselves in other people, they hate them. And I think that that's what this is a case of.
Not to be petty, but his eyebrows and liner tell me that he was struggling with his identity. And I feel like he was fake masculine, like the tough guys in high school that pick on the punks and talk all that trash. And later on, you find out that they were in the closet or they didn't feel that they could come out.
And you have to ask yourself, you and soulmates and anybody out there that's within earshot of my voice, which would you rather? Would you rather the scrutiny and the ostracization that comes along with being gay, or do you want to do 21 years in prison?
I think doing more than 21 years.
What are you doing?
It's
at 21 years and 10 months, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 21 years and 10 months.
Maybe he got his wish. Maybe he ended up.
I'd rather be ostracized and deal with whatever amount of shame and stigma I'm going to have to deal with than to do 21 years in prison.
I just feel like that it's the 16-year-old boy part that's just throwing me, and that they were messaging each other on Facebook inside the library to meet outside the library. That tells me that he wanted that little boy's attention.
Most definitely, because listen, when I was in college, that was how we played around on the inner chat situation. How did you even know how to get to him?
Right, exactly.
Which means you play in gay channels.
I mean, yeah, it's obvious. And he didn't like how it felt.
Why would you respond to a 16-year-old boy asking you to come meet you somewhere?
And then he got cold feet.
If you were totally against it, wouldn't you be like, yo, bro, beat it?
And he got cold feet, and then someone's dead.
Yeah. Or somebody saw him outside the library. Who knows?
All right, y'all. Coming up next, find out why Tyrese should remain silent about his child support case. Y'all be wild how you be layering these stories and putting them in order. And later, Keke Palmer shares her thoughts on identity. Stay tuned. Oh, Lord. This about to be messy.
Claudia, you being bad.
Welcome back to TGIF. Soulmates, can y'all hit that like button while you sit here watching this show, waiting for the messy tea? Y'all can just go ahead and hit that like button. All right, y'all. Hey, Tyrese has been ordered to pay a total of $636,000 in child support and legal fees to his ex-wife. Oh, Lord, we about to get alive. This update was released shortly after Tyrese accused the judge, Kevin Farmer, of being racist. What are your thoughts on this update? Let's go to you first, Al. What you think about this?
I'm just confused. What is going on with Tyrese now? It's like, I don't get it. He says the craziest and the wildest things when around this type of stuff. Do you guys remember in 2017? I don't know if you remember the first custody battle that he had with his first child. What was her name? She's like 15 now. You remember back in 2017? Oh, yeah. That he had those issues, and they showed in his court documents that he was making like $100 and some thousand a month, but he says his expenses are too high, $7,500 for childcare, $9,000 for food. And do you also remember at that time, Will and Jada gave him $5 million to help with his legal woes with these kids? So I'm just not understanding. He's a part of a franchise. He's doing his 8th movie. He gets $3 to $5 million a movie. He's done 8 of them. The next one's coming up. Why is he so broke? Why is he broke?
And then remember, he also came out and said that Will and Jada didn't do all that, right? Because he was on the drugs. And he said, remember, oh, my bad, right. The drug time, he acting like that. I don't know where his money is going. If anyone's been to his house, he has parties there. He has a Benihana's in his backyard. He's been successful for a really long time. I don't think he's broke. I think he doesn't want to give her the money. I think he's angry about the breakup. I think it's a typical breakup when you're like, nah, it's all good when the person's there with you, but you don't want to pay someone you don't like, or you're not getting anything out of, or that doesn't want you anymore.
Yeah, but look what happened in this whole rage of passion and jealousy or whatever it is. You really only owed her $200,000, but because of your proven a point, due to interest, and now they tacked on the lawyer's fees, you now owe close to $700,000. How much sense does that make?
None. Q, what you think about this?
His ego getting the best of him. I think Tyrese has a combination of ego and a little bit of mental illness in there. The fact that this man, number one, you don't get on social media and slam a judge until your case is over. All right. The law should be fair, but people are still people and they have emotions. And where there's room for them to exert their dominance, their power, or manipulate whatever to get back at you, they will do it. We saw that with this judge. Number two, the fact that you got your ass on Beyonce's internet dressed in a dashiki and a damn kufi hat, want to talk about you want to call Ben Crump, Martin Luther King III, and you want all fathers to come and march with you at the jailhouse because this is a violation of whatever, is just ridiculous.
Right.
Ben Crump is busy and he don't do child support. You might want to call Phaedra ass, okay? She got time to meet
Yeah, but he wants to win. So
he wants to win.
Then thirdly, you know what I'm saying? You want people to come up out their house and come protest with you in front of the courthouse, and then you wasn't even out there to greet the people. Okay,
hey,
people showed up. You wasn't even out there to greet the people. And lastly, I know in the black. Here's the funny thing, right? I know in the black community, we have this thing about not being on child support, or we make women feel shitty for putting men on child support. My father told me something that was so profound when they granted at the time he didn't know I was gay. But he said, if ever you got into a situation with a woman, he said, honestly and truthfully, what you want is to be on child support because it is on paper, it is clear, it's defined, there's no room for ambiguity. This is what it is. There's no need for us to communicate if we've got a rocky relationship. This is what it is. And on top of that, there's a formula. You turned in your finances, and based on the formula, that is what you would do to pay. And I know that you hid some of your assets, because anybody with common damn sense is not going to turn over all their money to the damn court. So pay the money. You got that Fast and the Furious franchise money. Pay that lady that money and be done with it.
Right.
I wish Tyrese, if you're watching the show right now, hopefully you are, I wish you would have a little less shenanigans in your life and more music and acting, because you're really good. You're really talented. You really are. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Like, you're the shit when it comes to like music, and you're a decent actor as well. And you're a huge name. You are a huge star, but we have not talked about your work in a long time because you haven't given us that. It's always the stuff that we don't really need to know. I think for your brand, I'm not the brand strategist here or whatever, but I'm just saying, I just feel like you would be so much further along in a bigger deal still if you would focus on your work, because now you're becoming like people make fun of you, like you're a meme now, though. What more do you want from me? And all these things. We know more about that than about when your next album's going to drop. You know?
Why in the world would you not want to take care of a child that you created? You gypping the mother out of $8,000 a month, giving her $2 when you're supposed to give her 10. You're hurting a child.
But you want to know what's funny? I was thinking about that too, Al. That's control. And especially in the part where he said something to the effect of, she don't need that much. That's just excessive because she makes good money. You too busy worried about her and what she should be doing. And that child should have access to and be living the same life you living. So I tell you what you do, Tyrese. If you don't want to pay it, go get full custody of the child and take care of the child every damn day and see how much money you're going to spend.
Oh, they don't want that.
Right. You can't have it both ways, brother.
And fellas, are there women out there that try to get over on people for child support? I guess you can say so. But we usually talk about celebrities where that's a very small percentage of the population where we hear these ridiculous numbers, right? Most women are really getting really screwed when it comes to child support. The average person getting child support is not getting a lot. Tyrese, $10,000 a month with your record, your income, the money that you made is not a lot. And I do think this is a case of, I can't have you, so F you, fuck you. I'm gonna make it difficult for you. And even at the expense of my child, I'm gonna make it difficult for you. I'm gonna give you the bare minimum. And I think that's really sad. I mean, I'm assuming, of course, I don't know you like that, but I just think it's sad to punish your kid because you ain't, the mom isn't rocking with you anymore.
Claudia, I want to put something in perspective too, really quickly. $10,000 a month is $120,000 a year. I'm on the Z list. If I even made the list, all right. I'm a YouTuber. I can forego $120,000 and still maintain my life. Mm-hmm. So that being said, and I am on the Z list. Tyrese is on the A list. So, brother, if my broke ass can forego 120 and still live comfortably, you damn sure can do it.
You're not on the Z
I
list,
must be the
Funky.
brokest one on this panel.
Well, Al, you got all your money from
this
other
panel. You take $120,000 from me. I'm gonna have to go get some food stamps.
Hey, where's real quick? This is off topic. Where's everyone's? Well, I think it's obvious where everyone's money goes to on this panel.
Oh,
Funky is lifestyle and drinking and eating and boats. Al, I think Al, you always do say you broke, you ain't got no money, but you always suited and booted and tailored clothes though. I think all your money goes to your clothes.
Huh? Al, you finished spending up all that money you got from that lady?
I don't know why y'all keep talking about a relationship that I had 20 years ago.
You didn't get 20 million out the deal, bitch. You should have had my daddy. My daddy said, don't you ever leave with nothing. Bitch, you were supposed to go back. You was supposed to go back.
Oh, hell no. You're going backwards now.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Al, wait, Al, you ain't got a settlement though. Let's clear this up because the people.
Let's put it to bed.
Because they always be like, you tricked that lady and took her money. Please. Did you leave with anything?
Listen, next story, please.
Did you leave with anything? Just say a little. You don't gotta give me the number. Say a little something. No.
Next story, please.
Okay, I'm gonna respect it.
I don't want to respect it. I want to.
If I had some liquor in me, I'd have pushed, but I'm gonna respect it.
Right.
Maybe he's being classy. Maybe he didn't take. I don't think Al took her for any money. I don't think he got money from her. I think he just walked away. That's what I think about Al. And I think, he has had so many jobs. I think he was like, you know what? I'll make more money. That's what I think. My opinion. And he never told me. He never told me either way. This is just me assuming. Is that fair to say?
He was a damn fool, bitch. I wouldn't have left with nothing.
Look in the chat. Yo, in the chat, everyone's like, tell it. Oh, they asked me where I spend my money. Y'all know I spend my money on vacations in the casino.
Casino and vacation and cars and diamonds.
I have a lot of diamonds too. Okay. All right. In other news, but I invest. In other news, Soulja Boy has been ordered to pay his ex-girlfriend, Kayla Meyer, $235,000 in damages for beating her in the head with a gun. Myers claims that she got into a fight with Soulja Boy's female assistant at a party and that the rapper intervened by violently attacking her. Wow. What's going on with Soulja Boy? Q, let's go to you first. What do you think about this?
I think it's sad, and I was thinking about something when I read the story today. Why is it that Soulja Boy's name is never thrown in that conversation with the Chris Browns and the Trey Songz? Because I'm sure Al's going to have the rundown. But it's like every now and again, he pops up with something with females, whether it's verbal abuse, relationship abuse. Now, you popping somebody in the head with a gun. And to be quite honest, Phaedra must have been her damn attorney because, bitch, I would have got way more than $250,000 damn dollars to Soulja Boy bop my ass upside the head with a damn gun. No, ma'am.
But let me tell you what's so interesting.
Strays left and right on this show tonight. Stray bullets.
Not only did they bop her upside her head, but they ended up tying her up, throwing her in a shop allegedly. Tied her up allegedly, threw her into the shower allegedly, and made her perform oral sex on him before she was allowed to leave. I'm like, girl, who is your lawyer? If that happened to me, the way she in the police report said it happened, I would have got more than $250,000. I'm sorry. Especially, first of all, Nia Riley told us this. Teddy Riley chimed in on this about his abusive behavior. And we know from the year of 2021, he has two very significant lawsuits, right? From Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2, which he have all allegedly physically beat and caused them more than just a little bit of broken ribs. That's insane to me. This young man needs to get some help.
I agree about why he's not in the same conversation as other people who we know have done it once. I do think he's gotten away with almost murder. That's damn near attempted, And I didn't know the details about
I didn't know that part either.
And forced to give head. And Oh, girl,
Well, you
that's
know,
right.
the one assistant said that that's his thing. He holds you hostage. He ties you up, allegedly. Allegedly, the other one said that he beat her so bad that she miscarried their child.
But you know what I think happens? This is one of those situations, depending on a person's background and how much they know, when you throw a number out there to them, especially if they're desperate, don't really know their value or what they could get, they take it. And that's what this feels like, because based on hostage, shower, oral sex, baby, that sounds like a $2 million case to me, at least.
And these lawyers do take advantage, especially if you're a young Black girl and you don't know better. And they don't tell you also, I'm going to take 40%, because some of these lawyers are taking 40% of your settlement now, and that's it. So if I was her, I'd probably violate that lawsuit, that gag order on that, or the NDA, and write a book, because you'll make way more money exposing it and making a movie about it than that 170 you're going to end up getting. Oh, that's so sad. Soulja Boy, get it
Does she have
together.
to pay taxes on that?
No, you don't pay taxes on settlement money.
They write it as a personal injury. I heard.
But she's going to, I hate it though, because the trauma is going to last longer than the money. Right. That's not a lot of money, especially when you put that type of money in somebody's hands who never had it.
Yep.
By the time they go buy some designer stuff, a new car, take all their friends to Red Lobster, that money is gone.
All right, y'all. Coming up next, Ime Udoka's new career update. And later in the show, find out what happened when rapist faked his own death. This is a wild story. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TGIF. Soulmates in the chat. Go ahead and get those likes up. I see around 800-900. We need to triple that. Okay. Listen, charging higher interest rates is how banks make more money. And they take a lot more of your hard-earned money if your credit score is just okay, but not great. Scoremaster, the new science in accelerating credit scores, puts you in control of your money, not the bank. Now, say your credit score is 650 and you've borrowed, $500,000 to refinance your home. Starting at Scoremaster could save you over $75,000 in interest over the life of your loan or more. Now, that 75 grand is your money, not the bank's. That's the genius behind Scoremaster's 3-week rule, especially now with these high interest rates. It only takes a minute to get started, and you can add 30 to 100 points in about 3 weeks, depending on your credit file. So before you apply for any loan, auto lease, or credit, start at Scoremaster. Go ahead and visit scoremaster.com/T to try Scoremaster for free. That's right. We got y'all. It's free. Visit scoremaster.com/T, scoremaster.com/T. Y'all know I just bought a house. I just got a car last year. And if my credit was a little bit lower, my payments would have been a lot higher. So it makes all the difference in the world, y'all. And I get emails all the time when alerting me of things on my credit that I can adjust and address to make sure I maintain the health of my credit. How y'all feeling about Scoremaster, y'all?
All right, guys, I got a confession. I'm competitive with Q and Claudia and their great credit. So I joined Scoremaster, and she's right. Like, they actually send you direct messages that tell you what they found on your credit score or something that's going on in your credit profile. And they also give you action items to do. So they give you the option to, you can refute it. You can send a letter. They will help you certain ways. They will do some of the stuff for you and some of the things you have to do on your own. So soulmates, watch out. I'm coming for the 800s. I'm trying to get a higher score than Claudia and Q using Scoremaster.
Good luck, Al.
Y'all, once upon a time, my credit was so in the dumps, child, that I'm just happy for my little piece of 720 I got. I didn't even know it went up to 800, quite as it's kept. But like Claudia bought a house. Guys, recently I started looking up houses in my area. Things are starting to fall, so I'm entering the housing market again. And like Claudia said, those different points can put you in a different tier bracket as far as your interest rates are concerned, and that can save you a lot of money across the life of your loan. I have not signed up yet, but hearing Al testify, hearing Claudia, seeing Claudia buy her house and her car, I will. Y'all know I put my whole life on YouTube and Instagram, and I will be sure to document it so you guys can see where I go from start to finish. And then hopefully y'all see me at the closing table in a couple months.
There we go. All right, y'all. Promotional consideration furnished by Scoremaster. All right, y'all, let's get back to some topics. Now, after a year-long suspension for policy violations following his cheating scandal, Ime Udoka will be named the new head coach for the Houston Rockets. But social media is conflicted on whether to congratulate him or continue to shame him for cheating on Nia Long. What is y'all's take on this situation? Al, I see you with a little grin, like you ready to let loose.
I got to let loose. Listen, we're talking his new contract, everybody, is $28.5 million. I think he did okay. I think he's come out better than he was before he went in. And he's earned this new contract because all the embarrassment that the daggone Boston Celtics tried to take him and his family through, he's going straight to the bank. Good job. Congratulations.
Hugh, what you think?
Nia Long should have held on to her man.
Like you said, right?
She should have held on to her damn man. She need to lead. When y'all sitting up with a cheating Negro, that's a bus driver, okay? Listen, I hate to be this person, but all of them cheat, okay? All of them do. And the more money they got, and the more access to women they got, and the more access to travel with your ass being at home, they all cheat. Baby, I'd rather be cheaping than Fendi than Fruit of the Loom, okay? She should have stayed with her damn man. But on the flip side of things, aside from the Nia Long bit, I like the fact that this was a Black man who panned out better in the end, because oftentimes we don't get this grace. Oftentimes we see our counterparts of another persuasion, they lose a good job, and then another company will hire them and forgive their past transgressions, whereas we oftentimes have to take a lesser job. So I'm glad that he got an MBA job and didn't end up somewhere at a community college or teaching YMCA basketball, that people actually saw that for what it was. It was his personal business, and they saw his talent and gave him a good job.
I agree with y'all. I blame the Boston Celtics on this one. It was really none of our goddamn business unless Nia wanted to put this out there. And the way they just pushed forward and exposed only him and not the hussy that was down with it. It wasn't like he was sexually harassing someone.
Yeah.
He was in a consensual affair with another person and she was protected. This was put on blast. And I think for Nia, it was more about, well, she's not broke, so she has her own money and she can get guys with money. She's always had men come at her, so she's not really needing to stay for money, right? For her, the way the Celtics put it out there, they humiliated her, and they probably left her no choice, where she felt like it would fuck up her brand as an A-lister, right? If you are deemed as a weak woman, especially a Black, they don't give us grace with that. Oh, you a sucker, you staying for the money. I think she had no choice, and even if she wanted to forgive him, she probably couldn't. Because of what the Celtics did and putting all that shit out in the streets that we did not need to know. That should have been a personal issue.
She could spin the block now. She can spin the block. She can spin the block, baby. Put on some old nasty red bottoms, Manolo Blahnik. Get somebody to style her and be sitting courtside. Child, please. Them people probably put her ass on the payroll. Spin the block, Nia Long. You put in too much time. You put in too much time.
And let me tell you something. He is a good coach, because what he did for the Celtics, they could not keep him out of work. He is a good coach. You
better go back and get your man. Don't you be no damn fool worrying about these bitches that's sleeping with Tyrone and he's sleeping with Shanika. You better go get your man, girl. So I do.
All right, y'all, keep it locked, because coming up next, we're taking a look at Keke Palmer's thoughts about sexual identity. And later, rapper Sukihana might be ready for a rebrand. All right, we'll be right back. Love the bad advice my friends give me.
What you said, child? Wait, Claudia said that Houston ain't too far from her about Nia Long, man. And Al told her to slide in the DMs.
Oh my God.
So we can sit on the front row. What the hell?
There's other ways we
girl, just get us on the front row, girl.
We just want to be on the front row, okay?
I'll work my magic once you get me through the door. Just get us on the front row.
Oh my God, this is so shady on so many levels, y'all. Y'all know. Nia, Nia, we love you, Nia. Okay, welcome back.
Nia,
I don't know
her. Nia who? Nia what?
I don't owe her nothing, okay? And she gave him up, okay? He is open to the public.
He made her. Oh my God, y'all are terrible.
That is prime real estate.
One woman's trash is another faggot's treasure.
He's a good
Why don't
man.
one of y'all slide in his DM?
He's a good man. He's a good man.
Yes.
Okay, well, that went left. All right, y'all. Keke Palmer was recently honored at the Los Angeles LGBTQ Center and shared her thoughts on sexuality and identity. Watch this clip.
Why did my gender have to define the power that I have in the world? And why does my gender get to decide my sexuality?
Now, Keke also shared that she has always felt like she was a little bit of everything. Let's start with you, Q. Can you relate to Keke's message?
Almost definitely. I love the fact that we've got an ally in the community that the general Black community loves and accepts. Like Keke Palmer can actually do no wrong in 90% of Black households. Unfortunately, I also think most Black households are not at a place yet where they can even process much of what she was saying. The younger generation is getting it. I'm finding a lot of people who are still having a hard time separating gender from orientation, from sexuality, that, whether it's willful ignorance or they just don't get it. But I love that she said it, and I hope that with more allies like Keke, that people begin to get it. And please miss me with we're pushing an agenda and and all this other foolishness that y'all love to say, to hold on to your willful ignorance. Like shout out to Keke for being a real ally. This is what it looks like.
You ain't got nothing to say about her baby being out all the time.
Child, I'm gonna spell. Hold on. They say I'm biased anytime it comes to anything with the community. I'm not gonna go in her because she's showing favor to the community. So I'm gonna be nice.
Oh, so because she's showing favor to the community,
right? Because that's what
not be shady for 5 minutes because you've been.
That's what they say about.
On your page.
That's what they say about me anyway, child. They say I hate Black women. Anything with Black women, I'm quick to down. But when they come to the community, I'm quiet. So hey, I'm gonna live that. That's how y'all stamp me. I'm gonna live it.
Well, Q, you're on baby cam. So baby, where's the baby now?
Child, they said the last time I checked, they said the baby was down the Mall of America in Indianapolis, child. They said they saw the baby at the cotton candy stand, and then the baby was in the line to get on the roller coaster. And the baby ain't even when they got the 6-month shot yet.
You know
what?
Not in line to get on the roller coaster.
Oh my God. Al, what do you think about this story? I love Keke. I think she's way ahead of her time. Way ahead of her time.
I love Keke Palmer. I think she's amazing. This one hit really, really close for me. I'm just loving the fact that a Black woman is vocalizing her sexual identity. And she's a Black woman at the highest level of success for our culture and our community. So to have her having these conversations is monumental. But guys, let me tell you what a red light went off in my head. A bell went off in my head. It's so interesting because I felt like she has felt like you're not gay enough for the gays, you're not straight enough for the straights. Where do you land in this spectrum, and what does that feel like? Then I did a drill down. Some of the issues that a lot of people have said with me is that I will say that I'm bisexual, but I don't share my same sex interactions. And I will say in this space, until now, I didn't realize that. But now I see why, because she's the same way. We love Keke. We love Keke Palmer. We love that she's stepping in this space, that she's being vocal. She's living in her truth right now, but she still lives a very heterosexual life in the public. And I can't wait for her to feel comfortable enough to show us her other side.
Feel the same way about you, Al.
Right. That's right.
Like, I can't wait for you because I feel like a lot of times you get really uncomfortable and you just talk about the girls, but not the guys. And if that's a part of your life, that's who you are. And if it's really about living in your truth, and I'm glad that you're starting to feel more comfortable thanks to some of these conversations.
Yeah,
I want you to get to that point where you are very comfortable and you don't feel that anxiety because I can see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was this story that brought it full circle. Listen, the stuff that I've shared on this show, Claudia, you've known me for a long time. I've never shared. So I feel like the growth is there. I want to share more. It's just my comfortability. And people say it's your comfortability with your sexuality. I don't know that that's always the case. I feel like I'm comfortable with my sexuality. It's being comfortable with the judgment of my sexuality. Or at least
Don't worry, Al. We won't judge you. Tell us all about the good dick out in these streets. I want to hear all about the good dick in LA.
That too, and you're old, and too. I think you're older. You come from a more pulled up demographic. You know, you're not as young and supple and brazen like my trailblazing. You know, age bracket. You know, you're up here. I'm kind of like down here on age. Like,
but I look as young
here.
as you. I don't throw up in the gym like you.
All right. Speaking of throwing up, coming up, Sukihana may be ready for a rebrand. That's a bad segue.
That was horrible.
Well, you know she threw up on video on the dick. Stay tuned. I try. Welcome back to more TGIF. All right, y'all. Take a look at this tweet from rapper Sukihana. She says, I don't want to be ghetto no more. People do grow. Now, we've seen Blac Chyna change her lifestyle, but do you think Sukihana can do the same? Al, you want to go first?
Hey, I mean, I after seeing her interview with Cam Newton, I knew that this woman had a bigger plan, and that ghetto act and all that craziness was simply a segue for her to do other things. And I think she's ready to make that move from, you know, that just ghetto community and those numbers and those followers, and she wants to segue and do bigger things. I think her commentary is hilarious. I think that her sex positive raps are interesting. I think the fact that she is just like a consummate hustler is interesting. And I can't wait to see how she turns another leaf and becomes a different person and get money out of that new demographic.
Okay. Q, what do you think?
If y'all want to see a softer side of Sukihana, y'all can see an interview that I did with her. Go on my YouTube channel, type in Funky Dineva Sukihana. I'm going to tell you, as somebody who knows Sukihana personally, it is an act. It is an act. And I wish that people could see the real Suki, and the real Suki is a good-ass mom. All Suki is concerned about is taking care of her children. I'm not telling y'all what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. She is one of those mothers that still gets in the kitchen, cooks for her kids, spends time with. That's really all she cares about. The ghetto thing is an act. Unfortunately, on our race to the bottom, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes a lot of money. And mama got it how she had to, she got it how she lived. Did I agree with the sex stuff and the OnlyFans? Absolutely not. But I love that, you know what, she solidified her place in entertainment now, and she realized now it's time to pivot. So hats off, and I'm all for her growth because, yeah, ghetto is not cool.
Can you believe she's from Delaware?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know Delaware had a hood.
I didn't either.
Oh, they do. I was one of the people that I hate that ratchet shit. I like a little bit of ratchet or ratchet adjacent in certain things. And I always wondered if she really meant that stuff and could she really stand on that stuff? And she just did an interview with Jason Lee where she really doubles down on the ratchet stuff about being peed on and all that kind of stuff. So when I saw this tweet from her, I was actually like, yes, girl, please. I love seeing people have a comeback story. I love seeing a redemption story. Like, I don't think you need to always be what people deem you as for the rest of your life. And if you choose to be better and you choose to clean it up, who are we to say she cannot? She can. And I think that's such a good, I think we've hit the bottom and she's part of it. And that's not no shade to her. I think she knows that, right? Yeah. The tape and throwing it, all that kind of stuff she did. I was like, oh my God, this, you know, she's a beautiful girl and I want to see more from her. The fact that she wants to, I hope she's serious because she has a lot of influence. A lot of young Black girls look up to her. They like her. They're fans of hers. And imagine the influence she can have on them changing their lives around. And I'm here for it, Suki. And I hope you really do that because we will be proud of you and we'll give you your props. We will. We will. All right, real quick, before we go, President Joe Biden has officially announced that he'll be running for re-election alongside Vice President Kamala Harris. Do you think Joe and Kamala have a good chance? Whoever wants to go.
Just me personally, really quickly, I think that this will be another situation where we'll be forced to vote for the lesser of the two evils. I'm very careful about being on a public platform talking bad about Joe because he's kind of all we got right now. So I'm gonna keep it at that. But it feels like voting for the lesser of two evils again.
Okay. Al, what do you think?
I agree. Look at the other side. The other side is taking away women's rights and what they can do with their body. The other side is cutting Social Security. I know I'm getting close to retirement age. I don't want that done. The other side is cutting taxes for the rich and making the middle income people and lower middle income people pay more taxes. That's not good. Healthcare, they want to cut healthcare. They want to take out critical race theory in the education system so that people don't learn about the African American history. They're making it also difficult to vote for Black people, and not to mention their hate towards transgender and the LGBTQ plus community. I feel like I'm going to stick with the less of the two evils if that is the agenda of the right side.
I 1000% agree. I know it's easy to criticize Joe and be like, oh, they're both the same. They're not both the same. Okay. One side wants to do something about your kids getting butchered and murdered in schools. The other side doesn't. I'd vote for that alone. Yeah. I'd vote on the fact that one party wants to protect voting rights and the other party is like, screw your rights. And now they made a move to actually want to pull back voting in colleges. They don't want the youth vote because they know they won't win. Wow. We're going to dive deeper into this as we get closer to election. But listen, they are not the same, y'all. They are not. All right, I want to thank my amazing co-hosts, Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Black Waterhouse Movies. Catch it on our YouTube channel and website. And you know we'll be back here Friday being hot. Listen, can we all agree to drink on Friday?
Okay. If Q don't drink on Thursday night.
Okay, bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.